Okay, what I'm going to go through with you very quickly here is a document that you can find on the public drive. It's in my folder, obviously in research project and in the outcome folder. It's a PDF file and it's just called When Do I Need to Reference? So 3 things that you need to think about when deciding whether or not you need to include a reference for your work. And that's covered in these 3 questions over here. Question 1 is, are the words mine or someone else's? So if you're using someone else's words to provide an in-text reference, then you need to give a complete set of details within your reference list for that if you're quoting someone else, okay? The second question is, if the idea is simply common knowledge, then no, it doesn't need to be referenced. By common knowledge, I mean things like it's commonly known that in Australia we drive our cars on the left-hand side of the road, so that obviously doesn't need to be referenced. It might also be common knowledge that the Bermuda Triangle is a area below Florida and around the Caribbean Ocean. Everyone knows that. It's common knowledge. You don't need to reference that type of information. The third one, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky, the third question, did I think of this myself or am I restating or paraphrasing someone else's ideas? If it is information that you have developed elsewhere or you have had to go and research and find to come to that understanding, then you need to provide a reference to where you got that information from. For example, none of us were born knowing how to build a computer. There was some stage somewhere where you had to go to get the information of what are the parts and pieces needed, and then that information obviously is going to have to be referenced. So an example of that, there's 3 questions here to get you thinking about that. So the first one, theme parks are a popular choice for families to spend school holidays. Is that your own words or someone else's? That's your own words. Is it common knowledge? Yes, it is common knowledge. Did you think of this yourself, or are you restating or paraphrasing someone else's ideas? You're not necessarily doing that. It fits under question 2. It's common knowledge. Therefore, that particular one does not need to be referenced. Question 2 over here, in January 2018, the average daily temperature was 30.2 degrees. Okay, are you quoting someone else's work? You're not necessarily quoting them because it's not a direct quote. Is it common knowledge? Well, it might be common knowledge that average daily temperatures are increasing, but not that in January in 2018, the average daily temperature was 30.2. That's kind of exact information. Did you think of it yourself? No, you didn't. You are restating or paraphrasing from someone else's work. Therefore, this one here does need to be referenced. And for that reason, number 3 down here, the third example, Village Roadshow theme park CEO Clark Kirby said that SeaWorld's newest attraction, Castaway Bay, is one of Australia's largest aquatic adventure zones. Are those words your own? No, they're not, because it actually states that they are Clark Kirby's. Is this idea common knowledge? No, it's not. Did you think of it yourself, or are you restating or paraphrasing someone else? Yes, you are. So both on question 1 and question 3, that particular idea or that particular piece of information would need to be referenced within your work. Okay? So that's 3 things that you need to ask yourself. Are the words my own, or are they someone else's? Is the idea common knowledge? Did I think of it myself, or am I restating or rephrasing someone else's ideas? If you can answer those 3 questions about the information that you're providing, you can work out whether or not you need to reference the information that you've got. Okay? Hope that helps.